Hi and welcome to Mechanical Keyboards Live. I'm your host, Skiwithpete. At least most of the time I'm your host, Skiwithpete. But most of the time it's getting confusing. But here's JB1830 in the house. I'm saying a lot. Welcome to everybody who's here. Seasonal Giraffe is here. Welcome back. eMusic is here. I saw Gadgeable. Martino is here with a question already, but I'm gonna let my man JB take care of that. Eohan Gray. I want to say Owen. Is it Owen Gray? Chimerical Wolf is also in the house. What's going on? Is also in the house. What's going on? Welcome, everybody. 31 viewers already up in the house today. What's going on? Welcome to everybody who's already here. Even if you haven't said hello yet, do so in the chat window. I'd love to say hi back. That already many of you are in 1440p, and thank you very much to all of you who are doing that. Of course, today's stream is in full 4K. You are experiencing the full 4K right now.
Hit it.
Oh, look, it's even got the 4K logo right here. Look at it. There's the 4K logo. I'm gonna get rid of that by pressing this button here. Boom, and now I'm Small Pete. I'm gonna go back to Big Pete for just a second. Oh, wait a sec. I'm just gonna crank this down a little bit. There we go. That's better. That's better. Welcome everybody. Miguel is in the house. Philip is in the house. Sean is also here. ADC Bot. William Schwartz. Welcome. Martino, what's up? 35 users. 9 likes already. Thank you very much. And yes. Davis the Great is also here. So is David Perkins. And today, sorry, got an itchy nose. Yeah. Today we're building prototypes. I say we. It's going to be JB1830. He's going to be here in just 1 second. The intrigue is real. And with that, I hand it over to JB.
All right. Sup, peoples? He already did all the shout outs for me. This guy, look at him, look at him go. Where is he? He's hiding over there. But anyways, so yeah, we have this prototype snap board from Keyboard Care, and if you can see, it is a weird layout. And I say weird because it is a 60%, or it could be a 65% with a left-hand number pad. So instead of having your number pad on the right, this way you can be on your mouse and type numbers or program macros or whatever you want on it. So I've wanted a similar layout for a long time, and this one is making my dreams come true. So we are going to build this thing today. Let's see. So I got a bunch of Rockstar mods in here. Nicholas, Spencer, how's everybody doing? And to go along with this build, I'm gonna be using a fresh load of pandas. So pandas linear switches. I guess their claim to fame is how non-wobbly they are. They are a very good switch for someone who likes a really sturdy board or typing experience. They are linears. They're pretty smooth. I don't think they're as smooth as Gaterons. I won't be doing it on the stream tonight, but I'll probably eventually lube them. We will be building this in a steel plate. So I have a sandwich style plate for this that I'll be using to build the board. As you can see, full numpad support on the left, additional row for 65%. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. But before we get started, let's take a better look at this board here. So one of the cool things about this board is that, as the name says, snap board, is that it snaps, and it snaps in 2 different places. I have over here on this side an extra row, which is what you would normally use as a 65% row. That is totally removable. So if you percent, you break this right off, boom, and you have yourself a 60% board, or a 60% with the left numpad. And the same goes with the numpad. The numpad, completely break it off so you can have just a regular 60 or 65% board. On the opposite side, we have LEDs. So full on RGB LED, what do you want? Go away, I want people to see my big face. Pete just came in here to make my face smaller. He doesn't like seeing my face. It's alright, I don't like my face either. But yeah, we have full RGB underlighting, which is great. I think it's kind of a must nowadays. And another cool thing you can see here for the left numpad is that if you do snap it off, you are able to solder in an additional AT chipset on there and make it a fully functional numpad. I'm trying to see if I get some focus here, but it doesn't seem like it wants to cooperate. So we have full on numpad support. I'm actually going to switch to action cam if I can hit the right buttons with my fat feet. There we go. So there you can see we can do the full chipset on there, and if you do your USB headers and all that stuff, once you snap it off, you could have a totally programmable number pad. So let's see if I can hit another button here, overhead and selfies. Is the right one? Yeah. So there we go. Layout is pretty interesting for someone who wants, I guess, Theory Thunes. Apologize for my horrible pronunciation. But yeah, it's an awesome setup. I barely ever use function row. I do a lot of video editing, so it's mostly based on shortcuts. Arrow keys are super important. And honestly, like, I wouldn't use the numpad as much, but if I'm on the mouse and I need to like dial in a time code or something, not having to move my hand off the mouse makes it super, super great. Easy access, or as well as program shortcuts and all that other stuff. Let's see. Yep, Casey, that's exactly what you can do. You can take this off and do it yourself.
So these are eventually going to be for sale on what, keyboards?
Yep, and the idea is to put these to the test, build one. This one will hopefully work great, and it will probably end up being one of my personal boards, and yeah, hopefully will be for sale at wannakeyboards.com in the future. Oh, look who's in the house, Mech27. Haven't seen him in a while. How's it going? Well, this is not an IC. We are literally in the testing phase, and as usual, there will be no group buys through One Up Keyboards. We will stock them and have them ready for you guys once they're done. Alright, so let's see, what do I have to do now to get started? Gotta get switches, the plate. Let's see, let me move some stuff around. Alright, and all the switches. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Well, Davis, it's I have kind of the same problem with too many key sets and not enough boards. That's what happens when all these great key sets go for sale. Let's see, we got 44 people. For all the new people, if you haven't, make sure to give us a thumbs up and or subscribe, preferably both. And Pete's walking around here, he's scaring me. I don't know what he's doing.
I'm getting the standoffs ready for you.
Cool. So first thing I'm gonna do is, I guess, build stabs. It's been a while since I built a keyboard, now that I think about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, do you have the stabs ready to go?
I thought I did.
You're gonna need those later.
These are the standoffs to put the sandwiches together. I think if I had 2 bags out, they're over there.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Why don't you start with those ones,
Yep.
And I'll put together 3 extra littles for you.
What is going on? I have to make use of another board. Yeah, we should join forces. How about you just send me all your boards and everything you have, and I'll take care of it for you. Does that work? Yeah, unfortunately, my terminal set is sitting back in my house in Philadelphia. And for those of you that were here last time, I actually still have my one-ups TKL that I have not finished. Looped gap blacks. We have green LEDs on SIP sockets. It has green LEDs for the underlighting, and I haven't finished soldering it yet, but I might finish it on a stream next week and put my terminal on here, and I will be displaying this board at KeyCon in 2 weekends, so not this weekend, the following weekend. KeyCon is in Philadelphia, so for those of you in the tri-state area, you should totally come hang out. What is it, June 25th? I believe June 25th. Hey, more stab wires. Alright.
Super chat. Go on. Yeah, okay, so the rules with super chat. Read out the super chat, how much it's for, who it's from, and exactly what they say.
So our boy Dane Carter with a $2 donation. He asked JB and Pete, is this a QMK or TMK on this guy? And to be honest, I don't know the answer to that.
I think it's TMK.
Yeah, I believe it's TMK as well. Not so sure that... Well, I haven't seen that many boards using QMK outside of the Ortho guys. So I'd be hard pressed to think that this is a QMK build. Like I said, I haven't done any testing on this board. So we should probably do that first, plug it in, make sure it's going. I think we might have tested them when they first came in. But we'll do that on the stream just to be super safe. USB cable here.
So on the right, you see on the little Velcros, halfway up the post?
Yeah, there we go.
One of those is
this one.
It's cool, isn't it? The little post thing? What do you
Look,
think?
he's got stuff everywhere, this guy. Alright, I'm gonna plug this sucker in. And there it is, being recognized. Look at this beautiful rainbow. Oh, it's already animated too. Look at it, it's going around and around. Does the Satan use QMK from the factory?
I think you can use QMK.
Remember QMK is just a fork of TMK, so as long as somebody's done...
Yeah, it's definitely supported by TMK. I don't know if it's supported by QMK.
Yeah. Right. So chances, if you know what you're doing, you could easily port it over. So I'm not gonna go through the trouble of doing the tweezers to the traces because I'm pretty sure I already tested that when these first came in. But as long as it lights up and everything's running, I am happy. Let's see. Lord Slaps. What's up, Lord Slaps? Alright. So I got a bunch of them. I'm going to put this plate out of the way. So I have a bunch of stabs here. Let's see. Davis the Great had the hardest time programming with TMK, QMK on an XD60. I don't have any experience with the XD60. Most of the TMK stuff I've had has been pretty easy. AMJ40, yeah, that is true. I guess a lot more people are using QMK, but at the end of the day, it is a TMK port. So you should have compatibility with most boards that do use TMK. I will not be using blue or green switches. I want to drop some here so people can see them and ask what the heck they are. But I'm going to be using Panda switches. So these black and white Panda switches that were, I guess, originally made by think the user is Inver. Is it Inver, right?
Inver,
Yeah.
Yeah, invert, yeah.
So these are made to inverse specs. They are a linear switch. They are almost wobble free. I would say they're one of the better switches when it comes to wobble. In comparison to Gateron, they are.
Can I just give a quick plug?
Yeah.
Just a quick plug. They are not officially launched as a restock on our website until Sunday, but for you guys who are here now, you can go ahead straight onto oneupkeyboards.com and go pick up a set, because as of tonight they are back in stock for you guys.
You heard the man. So we have brand new shipment of pandas in stock for tonight only for our lovely viewers on this stream. But yeah, these are great. They don't really wobble all that much. Linear, so no click or anything. They're relatively smooth. I won't be lubing them tonight, but like I said, I would probably end up lubing them later once they're installed. The plate we're using does have switch openings, so we're able to open it up. How are Gatistottles? Gatistottles are great. If you like super extra clicky switches and aren't using your keyboard in an office, otherwise it's not good. I have a friend that tried to use his clicky switches in his office and it did not go over well. Let's see, something about Miguel I didn't see. So he was the other keyboard with the left hand numpad Miguel was talking about was not an interest check. It was somebody's hand wired build. Alright, so let's see. So for this, I think I am going to do a non-standard layout. What do you guys think? What should I do for my bottom row? I do want to do no regular backspace key, so I'm going to do split backspace with moving the backspace down to where the / would be, or backslash, whichever one that is. And then enter short shift, so I can take advantage of the 65% arrow cluster down here. I guess I would have to use, I don't remember if I used 3 singles down here, 6.5, and then 1.5, 1.5, and a single here. What do you guys think? Or should I keep it normal? 3, 2, arrows, short shift, delete, backspace, something or another. I think I'm gonna go with that. I'll have to double check the plate to make sure I put stuff in the right place. Alright, I'm gonna start. I guess I have to clip these. So I'll have to clip these switches. The feet on the stab. Let's see. Let's find Pete's tools. And yeah, Rene Fernandez. So this board does have LEDs. It comes with underglow underneath. You can see the little white dots. Those are RGB LEDs, fully programmable. And then you do have the option for in-switch LEDs on the top, whatever color you want, single. 1.5, 1.5, 7, 1.5, 1.5. I don't know if I want to do that. Davis with the $5 super chat. Question is glass middles for this one too. At the moment, we're still working on that, so we would love to offer.
Yeah, it's just because we're in the prototype
all offers,
phase.
but like I said, yep, this is still a prototype board, so we're just testing out functionality, making sure everything works, making sure plate design is good, and yeah, this does not support split backspace at the moment. Maybe in the future, it could be something that we work into it. We shall see. All right. I'm so off track here. I don't know what I'm doing. So I want to clip a bunch of these guys first. So we'll do that. And what's up, anchor bait? So I'm gonna need, trying to figure out how many stabs I'm gonna need. So I need an, guess I'm gonna do a full size 0. So that's 1, 2, 3, 2 units for the number pad. Then I'm gonna need spacebar, the enter key, right, and I'm not gonna be using one for the right shift, and I need the left shift. That's it. So that's how many I need to clip. See, 0 plus enter, left shift, spacebar, right enter. That's it. Alright, 1, 2, 3 over here, 1 over here, 1 over here, 1 over there. Sweet. Let's see. Likes. Only 20 likes. You guys are killing me here. I got 4 or 5 people watching. Give me some thumbs up. Here, I'll press some of Pete's magic buttons. See what this one does. Yeah, look at that thumbs up fly. Woo! Ah, making a mess. Alright, so for these, I'm not going to bother zooming in. I'm just going to clip them really quick. I am clipping off the little legs that make the stabs mushy. Should be able to. Got a question for Ski with Pete. Lenny Lennon Len asks, when will you build the 100% keyboard?
We don't currently have any PCBs for 100% keyboards, so we're still currently working on that.
Also, if you're wondering why I'm blinking, is because, unlike Pete, I have 20/20 vision, and I don't want a little leg from one of those stabilizers hitting me.
Safety. We're safety first, man.
Stylish Google dusty ass.
Are these the ones from the Maker Faire?
They are.
Aw, snap.
Can't go wrong with those.
There we go. Let's see these things. Wait. Should do it like this. Deal with it. Oh, don't I look classy now? Total nerd status over here. It's like, why is he wearing safety goggles that barely fit his face? Well, guys, I'm clipping stabilizers. Didn't want to lose an eye, and I'm still gonna blink because of reflex. Yeah, Davis the Great does have a great point. Look at that. And that the full-size boards just aren't as popular with the enthusiast community because a lot of the community is based on replacing full-size boards, either for ergonomics, I guess mostly for ergonomics, and yeah, another one is for portability. Thank you, Steph. Mostly, you know, a lot of people don't like having to have their arms so far out when you have a full-size board and you have your mouse. You know, it can get uncomfortable to do that all day if you have long gaming sessions or if you're at the office all day. Thank you, Miguel. I'm glad you like my fancy shades. Speaking of 96 keys, we do also have a prototype 96 key. I think Steph's gonna limp her way over there and grab one for me. You can just
do the PCB.
Just the PCB is fine. So I won't be working on this tonight, but we have a bit of a different style 96 key. that we'll also be testing soon. It is more of a TK style, so it's not fully compact. As you can tell, the function row up here is still separated like a normal 10 keyless. And we have the spacing over here for the 10 keyless, but we do have a breakout board on the side, so you can do a regular 10 keyless and just have your arrows and your other function keys above them, or you can keep the sideboard, which has that you need to just assemble a full number pad here. Unlike most 96 keyboards, it will not have the option to do arrows down here, but you will be able to have arrows down on your number pad that you can switch to using a modifier. So that's in the works. We will, I'm sure Pete will be presenting a build for this shortly, also with LEDs on the bottom. So stay tuned for that. Oh, I see Sandubi's in the house. Yeah, I do love me some Blackbird. I wish I would have gotten in on that group buy, but alas, the wallet can only go so far. Alright, so I'm done clipping all of these, I believe.
We need lube.
I will lube them once the wires are in, but yeah, it's still in one of these little drawers, right?
Yeah, it's in the drawer with the yellow puck.
With the yellow puck, I see it. Cool. Man, these things really don't like staying on my face.
Are they too? You can adjust the arms on them. You can shorten arms.
Let's see how well these work. BMMC says that it's pointless if it's not USB-C. Well, it's still a little harder for community-based projects to use, but I'm sure as more stuff gets developed for it, we'll have easier access to USB-C and use that. In the meantime, Mini is very cost-effective and very easy to work with. At the moment, Sandubi, we do not have pricing on this. We are working on, this is a working prototype that I am building today. But we'll have more details as we take a look at actual production costs, and manufacturing numbers and all that will play a big part of it. Look, these glasses are fogging up. Can't win. All right, I'm done clipping. I don't need to wear them. This is terrible. Terrible. Oh, well, look, if it isn't nice and creamy coming to join us while we assemble this awesome board by the folks over at Keyboard Care. I wonder who that was. Alright, so I'm gonna continue putting little feets into my stabs. Hey, we got Gadgeable in the house as well. Lots of familiar names showing up in here tonight.
Don't forget to pump 4K.
Yeah, guys, we got 4K. You got to put up with my ugly mug in 4K today.
It's 9 o'clock.
All right, that's one. It's exactly what time it is. All right, let's see. So let's see, for you guys in chat, tell me what's going on. Anybody have any cool builds happening? How many of you just got your shipment of terminal? definitely seems like it was way more popular than I anticipated, given the number of same pictures that have been popping up on Reddit. It's like everybody got a set. It was like the group buy was run by Oprah or something. Gadgeable, even if your monitor is only 1440, you should still crank it up to 4K. Get that extra, all those extra pixels crammed together. What is the Utron? The Keycap? Or is that something else that I might not be recognizing the name of? Yeah, I did not get in on Light Cycle. I feel like it was just too much. I did get the Hyperfuse SA, which some of you might have seen pictures of my board. I did post it on Reddit earlier this week. It did alright. Just trying to break up the monotony of all the terminal pictures, but I do have a terminal set waiting. What else do I have? I'm really waiting for GMK Deep Space. I know that was being teased by Keycap. Crap, why can't I remember his name? But oh, Split. Oh, I did see that. I just don't recall the name. That's pretty recent. Wasn't that just announced like 2 weeks ago, tops? Jung Hwan, how are you liking that 980C? I had a chance to try one at the last Boston meetup, and that thing was awesome. It actually led me to getting an 87U. 55 grams is the way to go for me. I'm a heavy typer. Alright, that's 2, 3 for the number pad, 1 for left shift. Need 1 for the right enter. Let's see. Oh, nice, Andubi. I'll have to try to check that out because I do have some Let's Split PCBs that I've been meaning to build. See. Cool, so that's right enter, and the only thing left is the spacebar. I think I'm gonna go with a regular 6.5. Should have thought about this more, because I can't do wing keyless style if I'm gonna have arrow keys down here. That won't work. That will have to be 2 1.5s. Believe so. I have to check on that. The left numpad is not reflected. It is the same way a right-hand numpad would be, but over here. If that's what you're asking. If you're asking if it's reflected as in it's on the left side of the keyboard, yes. The numpad is over here, not over here where it would normally be. Miguel Morato has issues. Yeah, I was gonna say you definitely should try a DFU programmer. And you're sure that you have all the whatchamacallit, all the drivers for Atmel Flip and all that stuff installed on your computer. I'm going to start popping these in. I'm going to start with the number pad. That is tight. There we go.
Oh, BM McWirt. USB-C isn't accessible is an excuse. Is USB-C on the board. If you're talking about DIY USB, we've even got DIY USB-C. Look.
Hey, we're working on getting cables out.
These are DIY USB-C. Yeah, these are cables. We're trying to make these more easily available. If you want them before they're available on the website, email us at oneupkeyboards@gmail.com.
Yeah, I think more what he was saying is we were talking about the I/O on the board.
Yeah, but the link that he shared was of people putting together crappier versions of that. We've got those in the house.
Oh yeah, cable's definitely not a problem as far as the I/O for the board itself. I'm not that much of a hardware developer, so I can't really speak to the difficulty, but I know that it's still not as readily available. I mean, a lot of major brands are still not even using them, so time will be the judge of that. I'm sure it is going to take off and become the main USB, the I/O of choice, but for now, still working on that. Well, I want you to go in the hole because I'm going the wrong way. Rikelby's One asked if we are the owners of One Ups. Well, not me, but the owner of this channel, the actual Ski with Pete, is the owner of One Up Keyboards, and they are based in New York City. Pretty close to the damn heart of the city. Alright, those three went in pretty good. Gonna continue here. So BM McWirt is saying that the link was to USB-C breakouts with USB-C controllers. Yeah, I think the main issue is that nobody's worked really. I mean, other than like Input Club, I haven't really seen anybody doing any work with USB-C. I mean, we haven't even seen anybody really put out anything with USB, and that's not even that big of a change. Yeah, Pete is somewhere. I don't know where he is.
Well, I'm back here.
There he is. There's the hands, Peter. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the plate and try to figure out what the right positioning is gonna be for my spacebar.
Guys, don't forget to smash that like button. 56 watching, but only 29 likes. Would love a couple more likes, please. Reach out, smash that like button. Go on, press the like button again.
Yeah, well, here, let's see. Let's use the other one. There you go. Big thumbs up. Wow. There, that's the camera. There we go. Boom. So, I believe I will be using this outer one. Outer one with a switch in the middle. Is that one correct? Is that one correct? Nope. That's the correct one. Cool beans. What's a good and cheaper mechanical keyboard with Cherry MX switches? I mean, Pete will always recommend the Cooler Master QFR, although I believe they're being phased out. He just did a review of a Master Keys S. Was that correct? Pete?
Yeah.
Master Keys S. I think he was pretty happy with the performance of that, so it might be sort of the new budget, high quality and yeah, pokers are pretty good, but it's hard to find one, I guess, under the $80 price range, maybe even $100 depending if you go with the RGB one. Alright, I'm just trying to see the spacing here. It feels pretty tight. Might even be giving me a little problems. Sorry guys, I'm just testing my spacing here with the stabilizers and the plate. It seems like it's really tight on this far. Here, I'll switch to action cam and show you kind of what I'm dealing with right now. So this guy right here. Let's see how this. I see Pete move this all the time on the stream. I have no idea what I'm doing. Nope. That's not it. Let's see. Ah, there we go. Dun, dun, dun. So I'm trying to get this guy to fit in the gap just to make sure he does fit. It's very, very, very tight. So might have to file a little bit. Might have to file a little bit on the gap for the right stab is the only thing that is impeding the plate from going in properly. Let's see. There's a couple questions up here. Leopold FC750R. I don't have much experience with Leopold boards. I mean, anything that you upgrade switches on to your preference is obviously going to be or feel better than a stock board. What else? Yeah, Cooler Masters. What's the difference between the QFR and Master Keys? Well, the QFR is like a 5-year-old model at this point, and the Master Keys is a brand new version of the keyboards. The one that Pete had is pretty sturdy. I think, was the case aluminum or was the case plastic? Because it felt pretty sturdy when I held it. The Master Keys, do you recall?
What's that?
The Master Keys was the case. The case was full plastic.
Yeah, it was plastic. It's exactly the same as the QFR. Some minor design changes.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like it's just more of a new.
Yeah, think of it as an update.
Yeah. Alright. So I'm gonna. Do you have a file of any sort, Pete?
A file?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like the spacing for that particular hole is a little tight.
Hold on.
In the meantime, I'm just gonna pop some switches in here so I can set the board on the plate better. Davis the Great with a $2 super chat. And the question is, what color plates are available for left-hand numpad? Davis, at the moment, this is a prototype. It's a working prototype. This is the first time we are building one of these. So I do not have any idea of what colors or anything we're going. Let's see. Well, the question for Pete too: if he designs a keyboard, would you be interested in looking at the design? I'm sure he would be. Feel free to send them an email via oneupkeyboards.com.
If it's just a layout from what's it called? I don't know, but I didn't see it. It's just a layout from Key Builder or whatever. What's
Yeah,
the,
if it's not a layout, I think he's talking more about the.
What's the problem that you're facing here?
I believe this. So when trying to go in, this does not clear the stab fully. So I will not. I'm hovering before that, and I feel like I need to file this down a little bit. Okay. I don't know that that's gonna fit in here. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I think the tolerance is just a little too tight on this plate, which is what we're testing here today. Yeah, I can't get that in.
This?
That might work.
That's a really expensive file.
Okay, well, I have no idea how to file, and that still doesn't fit.
Still doesn't fit?
Nope.
Unfortunately.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
Saab Gobbler asked if there are Panda switches. Yes, we will be using Panda switches.
Oh, wait a sec. Are those plate mount?
These are plate mount. What do you mean?
Are those plate mount cutouts?
Are they? No, there should be. Those look like regular PCB because I don't have the plate mounts over here.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Scaring me, Peter. We have a bunch.
This is why we prototype.
Yep. So we are testing live today. Ironically, I did test some of the other stuff that we have, but I did not test the fitment of the stabs on this particular plate. Let me go see. I don't know that I have a second plate. I'll be right back. Pete, you should come and say hi to people.
Okay.
While I check for a second plate. I think, yeah.
everybody. 57 viewers. Wow. This is a great stream. Nail file. We might have to get a nail file, right? I don't know, man. Oh, I see what you're saying. It's just a little bit tight on that side. You're just a puss. You're just a puss, man.
What, you push it through?
Yeah, you're just a puss.
What? I don't believe you. Still miles away.
What? What are you saying? What? You're just a puss, man. Why won't that go down? There we go.
That was the other stab knot. That one's pretty tight on there too.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
Was this one clearing? Is that?
Yeah, it's clear. Yeah, you could, if Creamy's watching, you could loosen the tolerance just a little bit on those, but it's not. It's certainly not bad. And then, yeah, that's in. That's in. What were you doing?
I was gonna see if we had a second plate.
No,
No.
no, no, no,
No, no,
no, no, no, no, no. Dane Carter, what's up? Yeah, I'd just keep rocking, man. If I were you, though, I would solder in these first 4 switches.
Yeah, I was trying to get to that. You want to start the iron?
I'll start the iron. Do you not need these? These? I guess
no,
not.
it seems like for the layout that I will be doing.
All right.
Got an extra one.
Okay, can I get you... the stabs box is on top.
The stash box is about.
Yeah, sorry, it's this box.
Oh.
We got a giant box of stabs. This is what a box of stabs looks like. This and this. Go here. These 2. Boom. These 3 here. Alright. Yeah, you want me to...
Start
Not near
with-
the top.
What's up?
The top of it.
Yeah.
You want me to start up the soldering iron?
Yeah. I don't think I'm.
Guys, you're about to witness. Are you ready for this? You're about to witness SolderCam in 4K. It's the first time ever it's SolderCam in 4K. That's pretty exciting. JB gets to christen the 4K SolderCam. By the way, when you wipe it on this, I tend to hold that and like...
Really go for it.
Because the camera's so high now. You'll figure it out.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Hey, dude. Wear the glasses though, please.
Yeah, I will.
And cut for you.
Pete thinks I know what I'm doing, but I really have no idea.
Shit, where's the fan gone?
You tell me, buddy. This is your setup.
Steph?
5 keys on the right. Who's asking? Interesting layout. Well, you're looking at it I guess it's still the right way. This is for a 65% layout, so that you're not meant for macro keys. I will have a short right shift, and there will be arrows down here.
That's right.
And then
It's upside down. You won't have arrows down there, you'll have arrows up the other end. Voila.
like the little ring over here. Yep, this will be whatever you want. Over there, hurting my butt. All right, let's see. Did all 4 of these clear properly? Yep. Yep. Cool. I've never soldered Panda switches. They're interesting. I don't know if some of you guys have seen in the past. Let's see, action cam. But compared to a regular switch, the feet on them, the legs, are super thick. They are basically, they kind of have like a sip socket sleeve over what would be like a regular Gateron or Cherry switch. So inside, actually, I'll switch back to action cam and show on the actual PCB. You can see them that they fit super close. There's almost no gap. So I don't know how that's going to behave. That's the first time soldering these, but I think it'll be all right. All right, let's see. It says we're up to temperature. Everything is in properly. All right. Yeah, we're about to start the SolderCam.
Yeah, you're up to heat.
I'm up to temp. What am I using?
Here, this is your solder?
Yeah. Oh boy. This is gonna be quite interesting. Have you soldered Panda switches, Pete?
No.
No. All right.
Yeah, you're gonna need to give it a wipe. I would do that with 2 hands and then switch to SolderCam.
Woo. It's filthy.
Yeah.
All right.
Switch to SolderCam.
Give me a second here. I'm trying to get used to this thing. It's massive. All right. I think I can do it. SolderCam. There's a button somewhere here. Ah, there it is. Oh boy. All right, guys. We're in SolderCam. SolderCam 4K.
SolderCam 4K for the win.
4K.
60 currently watching with 42
Wait,
likes.
wait.
Go ahead, smash that like button.
Cover your ears. If I hit this, does it work? Oh, it switches back to this. It should have done it during the SolderCam. All right, we're back to SolderCam. But everything is in 4K now. Should have. Oh man, I'm gonna box this so bad with the SolderCam. I'm not used to soldering with not only with a massive camera on here, but with this stuff. I can't really see very well what I'm doing. That looks pretty bad. Guys, don't judge my soldering. I solder much better at home when I'm by myself. Yeah, these are... Yeah, they're so thick around the...
Oh my god. I have a headache, and he's soldering, and you're painting your nails.
He is complaining that he has a headache and that I'm soldering, and that's making his headache worse. Oh.
Yeah, but not as bad as Steph's.
Painting her nails?
Oh my god.
Alright. So for those of you curious, I'm just soldering the 4 switches that I put in. I'm going to switch back really quick. Put this in here. And spin this around. I am really curious. I mean, it's soldered as much as I can get solder in there, but it is really weird to look at them like you don't get like the usual.
Yeah, you don't get the usual like concave thing.
Yep.
It's like a little
Yeah.
schnipple or whatever. It is. It's a little
He
schnipple.
said schnipple.
You don't like the word schnipple?
I've never heard the word schnipple used before. I don't know how I feel about it.
Like a little schnipple.
Have you guys heard schnipple before? Alright, back to solder. If I can hit this button with my fat thumb. There we go. Alright. Here we go. There we go. Yeah, this is really interesting to solder these switches. I almost can't tell if solder is getting in there or not. You guys can judge me all you want. It's alright. Yeah, I'm getting bubbles. I have lots of issues when I'm trying to use this lead-free solder. That's an ugly one. I'm just gonna move over here and ignore that ever happened. Yeah. Every time I use this stuff, Pete, I always get bubbles.
I don't understand what you're saying.
I can't solder with your solder. That's what I'm saying.
Why not?
I don't know. It's just this lead-free solder stuff doesn't go well for me.
Are you done? Do you want to re-tip that, or
I
more to
want,
do?
no.
You can use the thinner stuff if you want.
I just want to bump this back down. Let's see if it'll go in properly. Yeah, I can't tell if it's me or these weird switches. Nope.
What? That's fine.
No, it's got like a weird bubble. I think there's too much solder in there and I can't.
It's
Alright.
fine. It's fine.
Cool.
If you're about to turn it off, re-tip it.
Yeah. Alright. And you want to turn it off? I don't know how to. Oh, down there. Alright. Cool beans. So I've got those 4 pandas on the corners in. I am going to go ahead and start loading this board up with more pandas. Let's see what's going on in chat. A lot of people talking about spring weights. I have that. Well, actually, my black board, which I have right here, which isn't done being built. These are some 150s, and I have been typing on it, and I have to say that they do not feel as heavy as they did day one, and it definitely has made all my other boards feel extremely light, to the point where these are like, feel like what Gateron Clears used to feel like. So it definitely got those finger muscles going. I want to just rest this down here. Start popping switches through. That's what I'm gonna do next, while trying to pay attention to what's going on in the chat. The good thing about the fat legs on these switches is that they won't bend. So they're very easy to slide in, since you don't have to worry about anything bending. There. All right, nice and creamy. See you later, bud. How many Celius saddles are we talking about? 95 for 140? Man, if you guys think that's cheap, definitely got more cash flow than I do. Alright, I'm gonna grab some more switches. Oh yeah. Let's get some of that panda goodness all over here. Actually gonna hide this over here. Boom. I'm gonna keep popping switches while reading the comments. Who's talking about 10-cent what? 10-cent Celiostotles? BN McWhirr, I don't believe that pandas come in tactile. I think the whole point of them is to be linear. I think at some point were they being called super linears? But I think they kind of stopped calling them that because they're as good as
I guess I have to make panda stottles now.
Panda stottles. Should we make panda stottles? Kind of missed the conversation. I don't know what Malky's talking about. Which switches make the nicest housings for tactile switches? Is it pandas? Is that what you were saying, Pete?
What? Why not?
I wonder. I just feel like the housings for pandas are so tight that it would be kind of wasted on clicky switches where such tight tolerances don't feel are needed. Pandas will not shine through, so they're completely opaque. So if you have a board like the Seal 60, where there's RGB, where there's lighting built into the PCB, so SMD style lighting, you will not get any light through. These do have the openings in the bottom, but the slit that the light has to go through is so small that you won't see it. Here, let me see if I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Maybe grab some other switches for reference. Hold one sec. I'm gonna go into the action cam with this. Boom. All right. So let me try to get these lined up. So that's the panda. Here, I'm gonna flip it around so you can see better. So that's the hole for SMD lighting on there. This is a cherry switch for SMD lighting, so it has a clear top. And the gap for the SMDs, it's pretty much exactly the same. But because the panda doesn't have a clear top, it has a solid white top. The light isn't going to shine through everywhere. It's just going to go through the little slit, and you'll get an inkling of light, but not a whole lot. And then that's just a regular Gateron switch with a clear top, with no SMD opening, so you understand what we're talking about here. So there's the panda, there's a cherry with the SMD opening and clear top, and that's a regular Gateron with no opening for SMD but a clear top. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend pandas if you're trying to have SMD lighting for the top of your board. I would definitely go with it's either Celios. Let me switch back. Would definitely go with either Seal switches or Cherry SMD switches, or I guess Gateron could still work if you really wanted to. You could probably cut some parts off of it, but I don't recommend that. It's kind of the super ghetto way to do it. What's up, Batardi Zero? I think your package just came in today, I believe. I don't know. I haven't taken a look at it. I think they haven't taken it out of the roll that it came in. Luke Bassett is asking if Pete is going to the Boston meetup. I'm trying to convince him to go. We were there last year. I would love to go again this year. But we are going to KeyCon. Well, I live in the Philly area, so I'm definitely going to KeyCon. But Pete is coming down to KeyCon in Philadelphia next weekend. Malky Tomlinson with the £5 donation super chat. Thank you, Malky. He's asking us if I have some Aristotle stems in those pandas. I won't regret it. Well, we do have some Stottles hanging around. If I get tired of linears, you never know. I'll come back and open all these switches up and swap in some Stottles. I do love me some clicky switches, and I have been talking to Steph about how jealous I am of her Gata Stottle board. Because I was originally a clicky switch guy, and then I really got into linears. But there's nothing wrong with going back. And I'm just clicking these in. Super easy to put these in, not having to worry about bending a leg or something. We have, I think One Up has Aristotles in stock, don't we, Steph?
We do have them, so they should be up.
Yeah, there are regular Aristotles that you can purchase to make your own Celio Stottles or Panda Stottles or whatever Stottles you want. Obviously, you can buy them. I don't recommend that you use them on their own. Aristotles are an old and really poorly designed, but those stems are gold. So many switches. It's almost like a full-size board. Malky really pushing those Panda Stottles. It's making me rethink my choice here to stay linear. Let's see, this switch goes in this way. Is that right? I feel like the LED should be on the inside, not the outside. See, still at 55 viewers with, hey, we got 45 thumbs up. Sure, that was all Pete's doing. But if you guys haven't yet, make sure to give us a like and subscribe to Ski with Pete. So maybe next time you can catch the real Ski with Pete. Then we can be bold with Ski with Pete or Robot. Ski with Robot Pete. Like last time when his microphone went all wonky. That was pretty entertaining. Ooh, what do you guys think? Should I do stepped caps lock or should I do a regular caps lock? Didn't think about that. Should have stepped caps lock keys to use. I don't have a set that I'm going to be using with this today because all my key sets are back home in Philly, but should have some stepped caps lock available. Malky, maybe after I finish putting all these in, I'll whip out an Aristotle and open one of these pandas up and do a little switcheroo, see what we think. Because what will probably end up happening after these are installed and soldered and everything, when I do a test run, I will open the switches up, lube them, and probably put heavier springs because they feel a little mamby-pamby right now. Pete was calling me a puss because I couldn't get the stabilizer to fit through the gap, but my friend here has a board with Gateron clears that I could sneeze at and activate switches. Anchor bait says to go stepped. That should not be an issue with how many freaking key sets I have at home. Honestly, it's not that much. I think I have a total of like 12 boards. Not that much, right? You guys have 12 boards too. I do not have stabs on caps lock. I'm just saying use a stepped caps lock, so it's mostly used on Ski with Pete hashtagging his own bold with Pete on the chat. That is very funny. This is interesting. I guess that's where that goes. Thought for a second there I made a mistake on the short shift, but alas I did not. I'm just confused. Well, hopefully I'm fast enough to get this done before everybody has to go to bed. I am very excited for this build though. Like I said earlier in the stream, left side numpad has been a dream of mine for a long time, and unfortunately I missed out on the LZ RV, which is a reversed full size by LiveZone, who is a Korean keyboard designer. I think most recently the LZ Iron, which I think Pete attempted to fix on one of the streams a little while back. And then he's got a bunch of TKLs too. Everything really high quality, although his latest stuff hasn't been as impressive as some of his earlier work. But the LZRV always struck a note with me, and I had a chance to buy one, but somebody was asking, I think, about $1,000 for one, when the group buy price was about $450. You know, I understand you want to make some money on it, but Jeebus, that's more than double the price. Did not seem reasonable to me. Alright, so we are going to do the stepped caps lock, which means this will go on the left side of that. And I'm going to keep going over here. Is Pete hiding in his room stuff? Is that what he's doing? Couldn't stand being around us. Ugh. Let's see. Oh my god, 280 gram Alps. We really need some finger muscles for that. That's the one thing I haven't really done. I do not have any Alps boards. I should consider building one. I did another board that I really wanted for the longest time was a Monarch, which was kind of like an AK board with a number pad on the left. But those were pretty hard to come by as well. Although there's a lot of hand built. What is that? Gadgeable with a super chat with the $5 Canadian donation, and he's posted a link to one of Keyboard's Slack channel. He has gone ahead and created a one-up keyboard Slack. Ski with Pete, if you're watching this, get in on there. Have him make you an admin or something. Because if people start going on there, gotta represent. Alright, I have to think of what I'm doing over here. It's usually, this is a 1U that needs to go tight on this one. There we go, that's in. Alright, I have to think of, might start soldering and then wait till those are in to figure out what I'm doing. Unless, give me a second, I will be right back. Stay there. I'm gonna go raid Pete's Keycaps.
Huh?
Let's see. Oscar Hernandez, we did not buy this kit. This is currently a prototype kit that I am doing the first build of. So there are no other boards of this design or this PCB out there in the wild right now. It's a prototype and it's the only one of its kind. So yeah, opportunity to build and test the board, mainly because Pete knows that I love left side number pads. So I gotta figure this out. Just trying to see here. So if I have a 1U here, I believe that's a 1.5, right? So I can either navs to the spacebar. What is Monkey asking? Oscar, we are, like I said, it's a prototype, so we are still working on the design. Like I said, this is the first build of this board. So hopefully it will be on the One Up Keyboards website soon. So I could do 2 1.5s. What other options do I have? I guess if I can do 2 1.5s, I can do 3 1Us. Do I want to do that? I think I'm going to do 2 1.5s. What do you guys think? Should I do WKL style with a 1 and another 1.5? That way these 1.5s don't look so out of place over here. So unfortunately I don't have any more of these laying around, but something like that. Is that right? Or am I messing up my spacing here? Why not? Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about at all. I feel like that's the right sizing. I think that should be right. Let's see. Let's put this on a Panda. So, must have forgotten what the proper wind keyless layout is, because these are rubbing against each other like crazy. So this can clearly not be Definitely cannot be a 1.5. I thought it would. Maybe I should look up a picture. Yeah, so it should definitely be a 1.25 over here. What was I thinking of then? Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna do that. 2, 3 1.25s, and 2 1.5s on this side. Okay. So, let's see. On the right, you think I should do 3 1Us on the right? This right now that I'm putting on here is just an R3 SA unicorn set that Pete had collected from grab bags years ago. Let's see. So I'm gonna take that out. Actually, maybe I should keep it on there so I have my spacing right. So one more. Let's pull out another one. Is there such a thing as too much YouTube? I don't know. I mean, I know more than half of the people here spend a couple hours on this stream, myself included, when I'm not in the stream. And that's only part of the amount of junk that I watch on YouTube. So if you had to ask me if there's such a thing as too much YouTube, answer is probably no. Never enough YouTube. So we said we want to do 1Us here. Let's do 1Us over here. Let's bust out a couple 1Us on these. Make sure my spacing is right. The only thing with using 1Us is I rarely ever use this right side of the board. So having 3 keys seems like unnecessary. Also, I have to think of what key sets I have that has R4 1Us. Do I have enough R4 1Us? For custom macros. I'm okay with doing the 1Us down there. I'm just trying to think key set wise if I have enough keys on my spare key sets. I think I'm gonna end up putting, you know what, I might put Skeletor on this because currently I have it on a 60% using a good thing. You know what, I'm gonna go with the half key, 1.5 keys on this side, just because I'm not sure that I have, or that Skeletor even has. Yeah, I think I'm with Malky, not liking the 1Us on the bottom row. I'm gonna pop this out off camera. Or if I was cool like Pete, I would have grabbed one of my switch pullers. Well, I can't do 1.25s, I don't think, because of the 65% layout. Can I? Can I do 1.25, 1.25, and 1? Is that what it is? So I could do that. Let's see. Switch puller. I know he has them somewhere. Where?
Bottom right. Oh, switch puller.
Switch puller.
Oh, yeah, it's a black one in one of the drawers.
One of the drawers. I see it. Alright. See? You never think they're gonna come in handy, but switch pooler on oneupkeyboards.com. There we go. Boom. So this should be 2 1.5s. I'm just gonna put this one here to make sure they're not gonna clash. So that's what that's gonna look like. Yep. Because I don't think I have another option. I don't think that I can fit a 1 1/4. Yeah, that'll never work. There's not enough space. So, where is this going? So that's good. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Doesn't seem like this gap is big enough for a 1 1/2. Huh. I might be forced to do all 1Us on this. So I'm trying to look at this layout. Spacing where I would need there to be to do 1/2 and 1 1/2, 1 1/2. It's not there. So that's something we'll have to either rectify or live with in the next iteration of this board. Alright. Yeah, there is not enough space for me to do a 1 1/4 or 1 1/2 key there. You know, I was a Topra denier, or not denier, but didn't really care for it until I actually typed on a real forest board. And after that, 55 grams feels really good. This is, I guess, going to be, this spacing seems a little off to me here. But let's see if I can fit 1Us in all these spots without any issues. Seems like that one needs to go over a spot. Alright, so I guess it is going to be 3 1Us down there. Let's hope that I have the keys for it. And then 3 1 1/4 over here. Alright, well that is all the keys. How do you pronounce that, Dankarda? Rubre Dome? Is that? Alright, I'm getting all these out of here. It's about time to go back to the SolderCam. Now with 4K, do you guys know that we are fully, well, not fully 4K, but we got 4K overhead right there, right at you. We have 4K SolderCam and 4K Action Cam. That's right. 4K. see. 64 viewers. Sweet. Can't believe anybody's hung around this long. Can't believe Steph's back here still listening to me ramble on about keyboards. Pete couldn't even stand it. Pete's hiding somewhere in the apartment. Where's Pete? He can be on the chat, then having to watch the video. He can hear me live without delay. Alright, all these switches are in their spots, and the spots that I want them to be. So I'm going to flip this sucker back, and it's about time to get soldering again. I'm going to clear this surface as much as I can. See. What are you guys posting links to? Can't click anything.
Boy.
Got some extra bits and pieces. Alright. I'm gonna try to get comfortable here. I'm gonna bring this action cams a little in my way over here. Cool. I'm gonna power up SolderCam if I can figure out how to do that. Alright, so when SolderCam is at temperature, I'm gonna hopefully successfully solder all these switches in. Some of my last joints look so-so. Oh, it's one that's particularly ugly, but I'll fix that. Not on the stream, so you guys never have to see that ugliness ever again. Yeah, Steph's a total trooper. She'll just sit in the background. Mostly, yeah, she's doing her nails right now. That's how interested she is in my stream. Literally, she'd rather watch paint dry on her fingernails than my stream.
I can't watch it.
Uh-huh.
Fancy 4K takes up all our bandwidth.
This is true. If you guys think about it, we have an upstream of 4K cameras. Then I have one preview camera, one preview monitor over here. You could stream it in like not 4K though. You could stream it at like super fuzzy, at least keep up with the chat. But yeah, the internet, as high of a bandwidth as they have in here, it's a lot of 4K to be going up and down. Let's see, questions, any questions while I wait for the SolderCam to heat up, which is almost there. Do you prefer keyboards with the PCB floating instead of the GH60 builds? Not sure I understand the question. PCB floating kind of like this, or it's going to be a plate build with floating keys? Is that what you're referring to? Because if that's the case, I don't particularly mind fully covered versus not fully covered. Sorry, I'm just trying to get here to the solder. Decide if I should use thinner stuff, since I think the thick is too much flow. I think I'm gonna go with thinner. SolderCam is ready to go. Boy oh boy. Alright, I'm gonna wipe this thing. Good. Alright, let's see. Trying to hit this button, I'm doing it with my hand. Much easier. Alright, SolderCam. Here we go, boys. I'm gonna start at this top row. Let's see. Oh, that looks nice. Oh yeah, the thinner solder is definitely much easier for me. Yeah, buddy. There we go. Also, I'm so used to seeing the SolderCam and not actually using it that I really want to look up at the preview while I'm soldering, but I can't. All this stuff. I am kind of struggling to see what I'm doing. Yeah, much better now with the thinner solder. Dope. Yeah, soldering at least switches and stuff is definitely not something I would say is difficult. Does it require some level of skill? Yes, but I did all my first soldering for keyboards on a switch tester, on a Vermilla switch tester. That was one of the first things I bought and that I actually tried to. And so the issue here is not the solder pads being too small. They're great for normal switches. The Panda switches have particularly big pegs that go into these holes, so there's very little room to get solder in, which is what was throwing me off when I first did the first ones. The reality with the solder, if you have something that can hold the temperature and you have decent solder, I feel it makes it much easier and somewhat of a steady grip. Finding it hard to move the smaller solder in here. It's flexing on me before it melts. Come on. There we go. Yeah, definitely held that one a little too long. You guys tell me, is the SolderCam blurry right now? The new camera is a little harder to control as far as how sharp it is. Ugh, solder. Come on. Ah, alright. I'm gonna switch overhead really quick. Just gonna give this a wipe. Let's see. Yeah, you can remove the things on the legs on the Panda. I figured I'd try them out since I never have. Just kind of to see what some people were talking about with them, and they're great. There we go. This thing was tangled. That's why I struggled. Whoa! Ah! Alright, we have a minor accident. I just got this stuck on the fan. If Pete is watching over there, hopefully he's not.
Oh, just cut it.
Yeah, I'm going to. It didn't seem like I could set a manual on the SolderCam. Not yet, at least. I think Pete was still working on that. Like I said, this is the first SolderCam stream, the first 4K SolderCam stream that we're doing. So we're still kind of testing. I know the autofocus camera on the SolderCam and on the action cam is the same. And I know the one focus worked really well. I don't know if the other one's not so well. I don't know if we haven't gotten them on the same modes yet, but we will soon enough. Just untangling. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I got the little bit of the solder caught on my little exhaust fan on the desk here. I wound it up a tiny bit. Just unwinding it so I can reuse it. Cool. Just a couple tiny bits here. Great.
Later.
What's that?
You can do that later.
Nah, I know. Nah, but I still want to use that. Alright, I'm gonna plug this fan back on. That was funny. Alright. Going back in for the solder. I'll wipe this down really quick again. Cool. I'm gonna use this little bit over here. Just making sure this is up to temperature. And it is. Alright, where did I leave off? This, reheat this over here. Let's see. Oh, there we go. It's not quite warm all the way yet. There it goes. I'm just finishing this one, and then I'll go back into SolderCam. Let's go. Alright, let's hit that SolderCam. Alright. Is that any better now with the focus? Seems to be coming in and out, so I still have to work on getting the autofocus dialed in. We're ripping and tearing. If I'm quiet, it's just because I'm concentrated, trying to blast through these really quick. Let's see. I think part of the thing to know the new SolderCam is this new position that is like slightly overhead You really have to work on the tilt of the actual camera itself versus before it just went down the shaft, so it didn't really matter much. I think that is the cover of that leg coming off. Here, I'm gonna put this away for a second. I'm gonna take a look at something. No, interesting. Good, good. I was just checking the pad on here. You guys can't see what I'm doing right now, but on this little portion, the pad kind of lifted a little bit when I put the switch in. It's not ripped out, it's still connected, so I'm still just gonna solder it on. And no, when I put this one in on this one particular one,
Yeah.
you can see that it kind of like pushed against the PCB since
yeah.
it's so tight. So it kind of moved the pad a little bit, but it's not ripped off or anything. So I think once it gets solder on it, it should be fine. Did you watch what happened with the fan?
No.
I got solder caught.
The fan.
I was like, what is happening? It's like pulling it out of my hand.
You're
great.
going with the thin solder, right?
Yeah, it's way easier with how little spacing there is on this.
Oh yeah, okay.
To you. There we go.
Okay, I'm gonna.
What is he doing?
No, I'm gonna deal with SolderCam here.
Oh, you
You're
think
gonna
the
see it.
focus?
Yeah, I'll see.
You guys can't tell right now, but Pete is doing some SolderCam voodoo off camera. Should switch back to the overhead so you can say hello to your loyal Bold with Pete fans.
There, that's much better. But the focus, it'll jump on its own. I mean, I've done this before. I tested it out, and it just jumps. Not really much anything you can do, but just keep on soldering. 50 watching with 50 likes that away. 50 up, 50 down. Let's do it.
All right, guys, focus on the top left. I'm gonna wipe this thing. All right. So there we go. Going back to this one, I think could use a little more solder. Man.
do you think about the Conor McDavid?
The what?
No, just not Conor McDavid. Conor McGregor.
Oh, the Floyd Mayweather Conor McGregor fight coming up.
You're still thinking.
That's gonna be interesting.
I think it's going to be the most one-sided fight in all of history.
Who do you think is gonna win?
Are you kidding me? Whether it's going to eat him alive.
I don't know.
What? He's the greatest boxer of our generation. He fought Pacquiao, and Pacquiao didn't land a punch. What do you think? He's going to Superman punch him to death? Come on.
It will be interesting what kind of training what's his name does for that fight.
McGregor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Are you listening to this? If anybody's into UFC or boxing, Pete is talking about the recently announced agreement for a fight between Floyd, what is he, like four-time?
Floyd the Money Mayweather.
It's a four-time world whatever weight champion.
Undefeated.
I don't know, man. I think the MMA guys can take more hits.
What?
I know punches hit hard, but the Sids take kicks to the face. They get pummeled on in ways that you don't really get pummeled on in boxing.
Floyd Mayweather's dad was a champion boxer. He grew up learning how to dodge punches. That was his whole life.
Is that like that actually the duck dodge thing reminds me. You guys seen the new the little campaign in Omaze for whatchamacallit? For dodgeball. Everybody playing back their characters from the movie. It was pretty funny. Watched that earlier today or last night, I can't remember anymore. But that reminds me of the 4 Ds, the duck, dodge, dive, duck.
For those of you, can you turn that mic on first? That mic on now? Yep. For those of you who are hanging around in the chat, I just want you guys to know that tonight we've posted the pandas. We've also put up brand new Enjoy PBT keycaps. They won't officially launch until the morning, but hey, if you're here, go to oneupkeyboards.com and go check out the new keycaps after SolderCam.
Yeah, dodge, dip, duck, dive, dodge. Justin Long gets a wrench thrown at him in that video campaign. It's pretty funny. clean this really quick. Let's see. Yeah, make sure you guys check them out because we have very limited quantities. Pretty much what you see on the site is what we have. And depending how fast they sell out, we'll be getting some more in. Alright. I'm going to continue here. Let's say I'm about halfway through at this point. Not quite as fast as I wish I was on this thing, but really not very good at talking while I'm soldering. I feel like you're much better than I am at that, Pete.
I missed that.
Yeah, I'm way too concentrated on
I know,
that.
but that's why I just drop into that pattern of don't forget to press like, don't forget to press subscribe, don't.
Yeah, guys, don't forget to press like. Don't forget to press subscribe.
Or maybe it's better because that's negative, right? Maybe it's better if you say, remember, now's a great time to press subscribe. Now's a great time to press.
Yeah, you are right. Now is a great time to press subscribe if you haven't already. And there you go. We got that 4K SolderCam right now, so it's a great time to give me a thumbs up. And you can always leave a comment if you're watching this not live. Still appreciate your input. And to all the friends that are live, as always, thank you for joining us. So I did see a lot of people that were really interested on this layout. Are there any other uncommon layouts that you guys would like to see? We showed off another prototype that we got that is kind of a 96 key. It's a little different than other 96 keys in there. But the one that we have a prototype off is It's kind of a mix between a TKL and a 96 key. It's not fully compact like a 96 key, but you can have a number pad built in with your arrow keys as well. I see somebody asking a question about me. We make videos, CA asking, is JB a friend or does he work with JB? I am just a friend. I met Pete just over a year ago. He came down for the Philadelphia keyboard meetup that I hosted, and shortly after that I started working in New York. Kind of started hanging out, and we've been pretty good friends. I mean, I mostly just come hang out with Steph. I don't really care about Pete. Steph's really nice.
Aw, thanks. Love having you guys come over and hang out.
I don't. I hate it. It takes stuff away from me. I don't know if you guys know this, but JB, since moving to New York, has also become a vegan.
Yes, I am a vegan, unfortunately. For Pete. It's not making him look bad. For those of you that don't know, my real job includes a lot of food, and so I gained a lot of weight my first year in New York, and so I decided to go vegan earlier this year for dietary reasons, no more, no less. So far it's worked out great for me. And to be honest, in a city like New York, a lot of people think of how much of a struggle it would be. It's not been that hard. There's plenty of restaurants you can go to, plenty of food options in supermarkets. It's been quite a joy trying all the new things that are out there for vegans. I'm also not one of those preachy vegans that go around yelling meat is murder to everybody. So I still fully support the consumption of bacon. In fact, I expect you guys to consume bacon on my behalf. Alright, I'm gonna take a moment here to clean this. I think I just have one last row. We Make Video CA, what was the Microcap conference today? Just gonna take a minute here and go over some of these, make sure I got enough solder in there, making good contact. Stuff looks pretty decent. All the switches are still in. Cool. Alright. Let's see, let me take a break and answer some questions. Yeah, Gadgeable, you're killing those helpless vegetables. What did they do to hurt us, right? If only they'd stop producing oxygen. Save the forest, eat a burger. That is true. There was actually, I think on Reddit today, there was a comic. It was like a genie, like a person with a magic lamp asking a genie to make the world vegan. And then he did so. And like the next panel was like cows and sheep and all of those animals have gone extinct because nobody cares about them anymore. Which is kind of sad. Which is true, a lot of those we do kind of just keep around for food. Let's see. A lot of people talking about Switches. Nano7 asks, what is so good about these Panda switches? Well, they are linear switches. I think my favorite part about them is how stable they are. So, Gateron switches are very smooth, but part of what makes them smooth is they have very kind of loose tolerances for the stems and the guides. So there's less contact at any given point, but that means the switch is kind of loose in the rails. So there's a lot of wobble in the switches. The Pandas do not have that. They are super tight tolerance on the sliders, and you just don't get any wobble. So you know, especially with taller keycaps like SAs and all that, you know, you get a nice, very linear press. Where on a Gateron, if you kind of go at a bad angle, you know, you might be going into it sideways. Sometimes it might catch on the switch housing, or it's just doesn't feel as solid of a board. Let's see. Oh, gotcha, microcap. We make videos. I see. Now I understand what you're saying. You said microcap, and I was like, what? You guys are making keyboards for ants? So I thought you guys were making really small caps. I see Luke mentioned the Jailhouse Cherry Blues. I don't think either of us have. I don't think Pete has tried Jailhouse Blues. I haven't either. Maybe at some point we will. I do have some vintage blues, which are really nice. I have a Dolch pack board that I picked up the whole computer for that recently. I'm currently still waiting on a Liku PCV. It's taking him a while to ship that out. We got some people mentioning that audio is out of sync, or possibly no audio at all. I wonder what that's about, Pete.
I'll come take a look.
Alright. I am going to continue soldering the last row.
How can audio be out of sync if you're on this view?
I don't know. I was on the regular view just a second ago.
Alright.
What is happening here? Where's my temperature? These are really weird to solder. Rahul asks, what switch do I like best? For the longest time, I was a green clicky type person. Then I had an unfortunate accident with trying to lube greens, which has been mentioned on this a couple times, and I converted some greens from clickies into some sort of tactile abomination. And after that, I was too depressed to try or use greens or any builds with clicky switches. So I've been using blacks. I've done a couple builds since then with Gateron blacks. I believe all lubed. So right now, I would say I'm pretty into linear switches, which is why I was trying to check out these Panda switches. A lot of people talking about them. Hadn't had a chance to try them on a full board. So here we are. I do have some boards with Celioses on them, and I do like Celioses a lot. I think the ones I have were all 67 gram, and I just feel like that's too light for me nowadays. So I might go back and turn those into 80 gram Celios and see how I like those. One of my favorite boards, my Plank, has OG cherry clears, so tactile clears. I forget. I think they're 80 grams. And those are still one of my favorite ones, but I wouldn't want them on every board. Alright, let's see. And I have two boards with me here. I have my plank, which I can show you guys. I'm sure some of you have seen it. I take that board with me almost everywhere. It is the board I use for editing a lot. The office where I work, our editing stations aren't always set because we have a different number of editors and producers that come in. So if I have to use a different station, a lot of mobility with the 40%. And of course, I carry my my plank in a one-up keyboards bag. If you don't have a bag for your keyboard, a case, you should totally hit up oneupkeyboards.com and ask for all the keyboard cases you can. They're all made by Steph in-house right here in the US of A. Yes, sleeves, cases, sorry. Keyboard sleeves. You've seen them, you know what I'm talking about. I think that's it. I think I'm done soldering. Just take a quick look here before I put SolderCam away. That top row is good. Second row is good. Third row. That's good. That's good. Fourth row. Looks like I got everything. I wonder if that's going to be an issue. Sweet. Looks like I got everything. By SolderCam. Alright. Let's build a panda startle so Malky will shut the hell up. So, there's a panda. I want to go get an Aristotle. I'll be right back. Startle. Alright. Here we go. Let's see what action can. Look. It's like they're evil brother and sister.
Use the zero in here. Or you can use these things.
Yeah, I'll use those. There we go. Panda switch, Aristotle switch. If you haven't seen an Aristotle before, you can tell that the housings are very, very different. They are very cheaply made with pretty crappy tolerances. They don't even have LED holes, so you can't have LEDs with these. So people don't use the housings. They take the stems and stick them in other switches, and that's why we have all the Aristotle variants. So just for Malky, I'm going to go ahead and make one right now and test them. Let's see. Go ahead and pop this switch open.
Just while this is going on, I just want to give a quick shout out to the Peeps over Drevo, who sent me the new Drevo Zeus. This is a 256. Can you see it there? 256 gigabyte SSD solid state drive from Drevo. It's very cool of them to have sent that to me. I'll do an unboxing of this in an upcoming stream, but it might be a little while.
I have to say I've never tried opening a Panda, and the switch openers that I have do not really fit.
Oh, okay. Switch over to the tweezers.
Here. So I'm going to be using tweezers to accomplish this goal.
You know what? I'm just going.
You just go with the
yeah.
feet. I always forget that you do that. It is easier. Hopefully nothing goes flying. There we go. Alright. So for people that want to look at the insides of these switches,
Wanna go action cam?
I will in a second. So let's go action cam. Here we have the Panda on the left. Let's see, we have a regular smooth. Let's see how close this thing can focus. Yep. So you can see very smooth and regular springs. I forget what the weight of the springs is. And then here we have the basic Chinese Aristotle switch. So you can see this stem is a monstrosity. Boom. So you can kind of see it. It's got some big legs, which gives that really, really crisp click. And you get that click on this part. When you hit the actuation point, that releases all the tension, and that's where you get that click from. And then kind of get it back on the up. So there's the housing. Just gonna go ahead, pop this little bad boy in here. Oh yeah. Make sure it's all lined up. Go ahead, make sure it goes in there. It's all good. Squeeze them in tight. Boom. Oh yeah. I don't know which microphone is running. The one on the side?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hold this up here and click it for you guys. So not bad. Has a pretty nice sound. I feel like it's not as loud in this housing as they are on the Gateron housing. But definitely have nice feel. Definitely feels different than the Gatistotles. You can kind of hear it against the table here as I'm pressing it. It's not bad, Malky. I might consider swapping all of these at a later time. Depends on if I decide this is a board I want to use around other people or by myself. Let's see. I'm gonna press. I'm gonna click on some of these over here. Yeah, you can kind of hear it in the distance. The tone is much. The pitch is much higher on the regular Gatistottle than it is on this Panda. It also is because I'm probably holding it and dampening a lot of the sound, but it is a nice click. It's a lot deeper than I expected it to be. Oh, you guys want it on a keycap? Alright. Now there it goes. Now it's a lot louder. Here, I'm gonna hold it right in front of the microphone. Yeah, it definitely got louder once I put a keycap on it, so I definitely was dampening some of the sound. with my finger when I was pressing on the stem.
Wow, that loud as fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it really? What's it like for stability?
It's definitely much more stable. I mean, it's hard to tell because when you have it in your hand, you wiggle with it. But I don't have one on hand. I mean, I could assemble some, but I have. I do have a full board with Gatastotles to my right, which we were just testing.
SMD Gatastotles in one of those buckets.
There's SMD Gatastotles.
This is insane.
You like those, Pete? Pete actually liking clicky switches?
No, I love clicky switches. I just can't use them because I.
Where?
Right side, third down.
Right side, third down. SMD Gatastotles. Oh, snap. Alright, there we go. Here's an SMD Gatastottle. I'm going to switch back to Action Cam and I'm going to grab that switch back from Pete. Or from... Somebody really likes Gatastotles. Steph is a Gatastotle fiend. She built that full board. Alright, so here I have... This is a Panda Stottle and the SMD Gatastottle. I'm going to put a keycap on that Gatastottle so the sounds match. Totally derailed from my build here. You guys are terrible. See what you did to me, Malky. Alright. Obviously the sound isn't super accurate, but here's the Panda Stottle. Here's the Gatastottle. SMD Gatastottle. You can definitely hear the click difference. I'll go do it over the microphone. Here, so right on the mic, Panda Stottle. It's very loud, very crisp, and this is the SMD Gatastottle. Can definitely feel it just in my hands that the Gatastottle is much looser. So I think the Panda, the tightness of the housing definitely forces that click. Yeah, Malky's like, listen to me. Alright, well that was a fun little experiment. Let's get back to building a board. What do I have to do next? It's all soldered up. Guess test it.
What is it? Yeah.
Put the plate on?
Put the bottom plate on.
We'll put the bottom plate on. Alright, so I'm gonna be using black standoffs. I have to get the back plate. It's somewhere. Where'd I put the back plate? Back plate. Bring it over. I thought I brought the plate over. I thought I did, but I'm not seeing it. Oh, it's fell in their bag. Please do. Alright, I got the plate. Big honkin' steel. So, do I have the right plate? Yep. Alright, so I am going to put the standoffs on the top plate first. And then we will put the bottom plate on. Guys, you can just buy the Aristotles and the Pandas from One Up Keyboards. We have the Pandas in stock tonight ahead of time just for you guys. Is the AC broken? Are we talking here? Are you talking because I have a little fan? This was just little ventilation. Since I'm done soldering, I can probably put this away. Go ahead. Put that down here. Where is it's out of the way, we have more room to do stuff. Alright. I have to. I'm trying to run away. Alright. Panda Zelios is. I don't know how I feel about that. Alright. What do I need? I need a Alan. Where are Pete? Where are your tools at?
What tools are you looking at?
I just need one for the screws.
Oh,
Alan.
look for the screwdriver. It's in the screwdriver drawer.
Screwdriver drawer. There's a screwdriver drawer down here.
There it is.
There we
That
go.
I fix it. Yeah.
I see it. Alright.
I mean, that is still a positive. Whoa, but that is next level.
Yeah, that's very, very, like, forced. Like, it's just like, you get click. Pete is really enjoying playing around with the Panda right now. I'm just trying to get the right size. You can probably hear him in the background going at it. Alright. Clicky, 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 clicky. Can hear him going off. Young Covey, oneupkeyboards.com has sleeves for 40%. In fact, I could show you my sleeve for my plank right now. So it's sitting somewhere over here. Let's see, since I see you asking. Hey. This over here.
Made to order sleeve section.
Granted, this is a custom limited edition multicolored one, but there's my plank in here. Pull it out for you guys. But I painted the top plate and it's starting to fall off. It's peeling off, but boom. Deep space plank. Keep it in here for you guys. But yeah, I've had that sleeve for over a year, and I carry this keyboard with me every day, and it's been amazing. Alright, these things are trying to run away from me. I'm gonna do the four corners first. MX clear stems are better than Celio stems. That is a very bold claim. don't know that many people would agree with that, Malky.
How are we doing in the likes department? Any likes happening here? Go ahead, smash that like button if you haven't already.
I got more likes than viewers.
Go on, guys, smash that like button.
Yeah, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe for more mechanical keyboard action. Hopefully with Skiwithpete and not JB1830. Clearly, I have no idea what I'm doing in front of the camera. And if you haven't yet, make sure to give me a thumbs up. That way Pete will let me keep doing this. See, every time I come on here, I give you guys something different. Last time we built, I built my CC96 on here, didn't I?
Oh, with your loop greens.
What's that?
That with your loop greens.
Well, I did the green one. No, I didn't build the loop greens here. I did that at home like a dummy. My 96 key one I built here when I got it. And then I have my green 1-ups TKL that I'm working on. Alright. Putting these in is a bit of a pain in the butt. MX Clears have a larger bump than Celios. Is that factual? Pretty sure that's not accurate.
I really don't know is the answer.
Yeah, I really don't think that's accurate though, because I remember seeing the early comparisons of Celios switches in order to provide that larger, crisper bump. That's what Celios are all about. So to be outdone by clears on the on that tactile department feels not right to me. Gary Singh, it sounds to me like the one thing you are looking for is something along the lines of a Misto Baracco. They have I don't think they're true 60%, they might be like 75%. Yeah, the VA, like Luke is saying, is another split board, but one, you'll be hard pressed to find one, and two, your bank account better be a happy one, because you're about to make it very unhappy. I think the kits when the group buy happened were about 400 to 450. So finding one in that price, if you can find one, if it happened to be in that price range, you would be very lucky, but chances are that you will get the tax for buying it after the fact. Well, I guess you learn something every day. I was almost certain that Celios's were meant to have a more tactile bump than clears, but maybe it's just the shape of the bump that gives them their feel. Gary's saying on the building a split 60%. I don't think anything other than maybe the banana split by Evan is the only thing I can think of that's in that 60% range. Other than that, I really don't know of any other split boards in the 60% size. For those of you just tuning in, we are building a prototype board, mechanical keyboard, of course. Right now you're seeing the underside. And I'm currently putting on standoffs to put the bottom plate on it. But this prototype board is a 65% with a left hand number pad. You will see that in a few minutes once I get around to it. No, this case I don't believe was made using a case builder, the plate case builder. But I cannot speak to that. I did not have anything to do with the design of this board. This just so happens to be a layout that I really, really like. And thus I get to build a prototype on the live stream. Oh, the banana split is still one board. I thought he was working on a 60% split, but I could be wrong. Banana split spacebar. Okay. Maybe that's what I saw then, I just don't remember. Alright, this should be the last standoff from here. I think a lot of the issues with pricing and keyboard stuff is that a lot of people say they want stuff, but once stuff comes out, nobody's really willing to dish out the money. So production numbers are low, which keeps the prices relatively high. Alright, there we go. Top plate. So close. Are we talking about VEAs, Luke? 'Cause I'm sure I've seen one or two pop up. But yeah, it is true that there aren't that many in the wild. I think the only person that I know personally that has one is Binge from Hungerworks Studios. He is a big split board guy, and he has a VEA, but do not know anybody else with one. Almost there. Gonna get these last two in there. Second round of tightening here. Cool. All right. Ta-da! Awesome. Let's move this out of the way. So let me pick up some of these scraps out of here. Move stuff to the side. Boom. So there it is. Left hand numpad. 65% with switches on.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Go ahead and let's plug it in and see what it does.
Yeah, what happened to that?
Do you want to put
have
some
it
caps
here.
on it?
Did you use it for this? Is that the same cable?
No.
It must be this one.
Do you want to throw some caps on it?
Yeah, which caps do you guys have that I can throw on it? I mean, I can do some of this vomit essay on there.
Sorry, can I just
Yeah, go for it.
Sweet, so those are the little
Yeah, it seems like they're the little ones. I'm gonna power this thing up, see what it does. Might have to bring Pete in to do his testing.
What caps do you have on?
Ah, you can see the LEDs going.
supersets like that. Basically there's only raindrop.
That looks really cool from where I'm standing. Probably really hard for you guys to see. Let me switch it to the action cam. Yeah. We'll probably have to work on getting an acrylic or glass fiber middle for this. But so you can see. You got those colors coming through. It's pretty sweet. Let it cycle for you guys. Do you think a raindrop's gonna have all the keys that I need? This raindrop standard set. Yeah. It's not very convincing.
Well, just pull some of the sets out of there. Because you kind of separated the different sets.
Basically, the question is there a short shift in here?
Yeah, but short shift would be in here. But more importantly, is there a numpad?
Yeah, you don't have a numpad for this.
I don't even have a numpad for that?
You do not have a numpad.
You don't have a numpad for anything? Surely your other one.
We might, here, let me switch this back. Yeah, Atari has a full RGB on their glow. All of the new prototype PCBs that we got have that,
Really
that
cool
RGB on the glow.
That was that action cam.
Yeah, it was action cam.
Cool, 'cause you can sort of
Yeah. You can see. You can kind of see it. I mean, there's glows through some of the holes. Where's your toxic set? Is that here?
Yeah, the problem with the toxic set is that half of it is on the HHKB.
Nah, that's right. So that's no
Well,
bueno.
you could mix and match. Does that have a numpad? You can pull it off the HHKB if you need it.
Let's see. We're currently trying to find a set for you guys to put on this.
We don't normally have full-size boards.
Yeah, Pete doesn't normally build.
Well, not full-size, but anything with a numpad.
We don't have anything with, yeah, we don't have, alright, so Toxic does have number pad keys.
Oh.
Might have to strip Pete's slider swap HHKB. And this has a steps cap lock. I'm feeling it. Alright. Pete, I'm gonna start using Toxic. We do need to test the board. Do you want to put caps on it first? That would make no sense, right? Let's see. Yeah, clear acrylic would definitely work a little better than the glass fiber. What else is happening here? What is pandas will fit the K club? I don't even know what the K club is. The K type? BM Mike, are you talking about the K type? If so, well, they won't fit the hot swap sockets, but the actual legs on the pandas you are able to remove them. Let me see. Like the little legs on there. I'll go to action cam so you can see it better. These little legs on them, if you pry hard enough, they actually come off and you still have a regular size leg on the. So you do have a pretty good chance of pandas working on the K-type. You'll just have to, you know, put some work into those pandas to get them to fit.
What did you decide?
I mean, this has full key set and all the extras that I need. So I need to get the pulling caps. No, I wanted you to run the test on this thing.
Yeah, I'll run the test.
Since it's your thing. It's your people's.
All right, everybody. What's going on? Don't forget to smash that like button. What are we looking at? 57 likes. It's because he doesn't ask for enough likes. Hey, Kaimura just joined. Sorry, this was already answered, but how did you get the PCB? These PCBs are prototype PCBs and will be available soon on oneupkeyboards.com. Keyboard tester. So just going over to keyboard tester, launch the tester, and now I press tester. Sorry, of course, as soon as I do that, it registers changing cameras. But this, wow, this ought to be fun. Let's see how this goes.
What did that register as? Home?
Yeah. And
I see
oh,
it.
numlock.
Dope. So that should be easy programmable too.
Yeah.
I could have done that. Had arrows on the left side as well. Windows.
Yeah, this one. It's often the case that things don't register in that bottom row.
Okay.
So don't try to program it first.
Okay. So it's all good.
All good.
Yay, ugly, but I can still solder.
Pete, you're gonna go to the Boston meetup. We don't have plans to go to the Boston meetup, do we? At the moment, we're going to the Philly KeyCon next week. These are the super chatters from today: Dane Carter, Davis the Great again, Malky Tomlinson, and Gadgeable. Thank you again to the super chatters on today's live stream. So you need toxic. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, if we want to put a key set on this, you can ask the people if the people want to see a key set on it.
You can pull it off of the HHKB.
Yeah, I have this fear that he's gonna try to walk away with my toxic.
That's a different problem.
Do you hear that? He thinks I'm going to steal his set. He's completely right. Look at that. See, I didn't even have to buy a terminal. I could just walk out with this at any point. Also, this is on an HHKB for those who would like a little sound test. It's pretty quiet. Ah! Probably shouldn't have done that. Alright, I'm gonna unplug this before I break something.
Do you need some feet for the bottom of it?
Yeah, some feet would be nice. I don't know if I want to do...
Just want to do flat, or do you want
I want to do flat, I think. So the problem right now is to put this set on there. I have to pull it from here, obviously. So might do that. Just gonna really quickly do that here. Keycap remover is hanging over here.
Look, if you really want to trade GMK terminal for that signature plastic set, you know, I'm down.
Bro!
No, I've thought about it, and I'm down for it.
Bro! Are you hearing this guy?
I'm just saying, like, now that you've got GMK terminal to spare, you
So,
can totally just...
So you guys can see this is a fully swapped HHKB. And, oh, here we go, some bump-ons. I'll put those on in a minute. So I'm just going to go straight from one board to the other. Just for you guys. Alright. Now this is going to take a little getting used to. So the return keys, those aren't coming off. Let me find the space bar in the bag here. What do you guys think? Flip spacebar?
Yeah.
Of course.
MX sliders wobble.
Oh yeah? You think that's too
That's what he says. He says they wobble. I'm trying to make a wobble for you. Yeah, that's so wobbly.
Honestly, I don't think that they feel any wobblier than my real force. Yeah.
So many misconceptions about those damn sliders. They're such good sliders. And I just refuse to get the JTK ones because those ones are just so damn good.
You know what? Alright. I'm going to keep this going. I'm going to take this shift key.
Don't forget to press like, everybody. Make sure you smash that like button. And if you've got a few minutes, head on over to oneupkeyboards.com.
You're hearing the man. Let's see, people are talking about. Yep. It's not quite. This is an OG. This is one of the OG sets. These are ABS double shot. relatively thin. Actually, they're pretty thin. They look nice. The feel was great at the time. It's not as premium as some of the keycaps that we have nowadays, but still a very gorgeous looking set. So I see Harshit Goal asking, so this is not terminal, this is toxic. And I have the rest of the keys off screen. I'm just swapping these out first. And then I will bring in the rest of the keys from off camera. Yeah, if you're curious, everything is just packed by their kits and all that stuff. Mike Thiessen with a 10 Canadian dollar super chat. And he asks, can we get an update on the Gherkin kits?
Yeah, the Gherkin kits, we're waiting on two things. We're waiting on standoffs and screws. Today, the standoffs arrived, so we are now just waiting on M2 screws. We do not have any of those. We have M3, we have M2.5. We do not have a single M2 screw.
Okie dokie.
So as soon as we get those in, which hopefully, I mean, will be any minute now, we will let you know.
Well, there's your answer. They have the Gherkin. We have the Gherkin kits. We're just missing a few key components to make the kits complete. Once those are in, there will be Gherkins. All the Gherkins.
I think it's a good trade, though.
Yeah? We'll see next week. Open terminal. I'll put terminal on my board. Yeah, Pete, how about that let's split build?
Oh man, I gotta do that. I gotta do that. It's right here. I gotta just do it.
Don't worry. I have mine too.
I wanna do
Oh, Bien McWirt with the puns there saying, did I hear that right? Pete is missing a few screws. Hoi, 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 hoi.
Hey. Oh, I get it. Oh, I get it. Took a while.
Alright, let's see. This is kind of getting me pumped for terminal this weekend. What time is it? Whoa, is that time correct? Ah! You guys are crazy. Hanging around here. 12:30 on a Thursday, or 11:30. Well, I'm gonna try to speed up, get this thing wrapped up. See it in its full glory with the left side number pad. What would you guys call this layout? 65% plus left side numpad. Needs a cool name.
Don't forget, today's stream is available in full 4K. A lot of people are watching in 1440p.
Getting closer. Oh, interesting. Sure, that's supposed to go there. Just call it a lefty flip 60. I see, let's just call it a 78 key. Now I gotta use that flipped caps lock. That stepped caps lock, sorry. Custom OLKB. Be interested to see what you got in mind, Atari. Linear boards are interesting because some layouts that work on staggered just don't quite have the same impact on linear.
You go do it. You do it. You do it. Stephanie. You do it. You do it. Let's do it. Okay. Come on. We're gonna open it up right now.
What are we opening up?
What? Where's Atari? Is he here?
Atari is in chat.
Okay, hold on. First things first, we gotta.
Atari, it's time for time to put you in the limelight, buddy. How do I go full selfie? Just hit selfie?
Yeah, the selfie.
Oh, that one?
That one. Alright, you might have to move your chair forward.
Forward or wherever you want me to go. You can keep doing this while you're doing that.
I might need to undo this side as well.
I don't want to wreck it.
Is Atari up in the house?
Yeah, he's already
Oh,
snap.
Okay, you want to do the...
You can come more this
No.
way.
Come more this way.
You should come more this
I'm
way.
gonna hold it.
Wow.
Wow.
Amazing.
It's so funny seeing it on the screen. It's like seeing it on the screen, but seeing it in real life.
It's amazing.
great.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Where am I looking? This one?
No, that one, yeah,
That
that one.
Thank you so much. It's amazing.
It is amazing.
So
How
for those
cool.
of you guys that don't know, Atari Zero made this awesome piece of art.
And you can go onto YouTube and watch him.
Yeah.
Watch him
make
do it.
Wait, no, this was up.
That goes up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we now need to get this framed so that it can hang it. I rolled it from the bottom.
Okay, go.
Unrolled it from the bottom. Yeah, framed so that we can put it up.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
Super cool.
If you still have the link Atari and you want to share it, go for it. Post that link up. Because it is friggin' dope. I watched the video. He did a little time lapse of him making it. And it's really sweet. Ah.
Do you if you're there,
What
do you
is
have
it?
the measurements?
We can measure it.
Yeah, but if he has it, if he knows exactly what size it
We
is,
can measure it.
then we don't have to lay it out and measure it. Sorry, if you can hear me and you have the measurements, just tell me the measurements.
Alright, I'm going back to the regular. There we go. Made some progress while we were unrolling. Trying to get the rest of these arrow keys and watching you guys talk on chat. Pete, I have Straight Basement asking if the Centrac arrived.
It did, and the plan is now to do that on Sunday.
So I don't know if you could hear that. The Centrac has arrived. And I believe it'll be worked on Sunday. Oof, trying to find specific keycaps in here. A little painful. You know what I'm gonna do in a second on that right row? I have some goodies with me that'll make filling that space way easier. But you're gonna have to hang around for a little bit to get to that. Alright, I think I just need that stepped caps lock. Don't have, I have to go back and find keys that it's gonna fit that lower side. But next up, number pad and stepped caps lock. Oh no!
What?
Is there a second step caps lock in here? Yes, there it is. Never mind. There's a center stem step caps lock and then a center, an actual proper step. I got scared for a second. Boom! Fancy. Alright, I'm done stealing caps off of this thing. I'm gonna put it over here. What are people talking about? Oh, hold on. end up putting some Keycap keys. I'm trying to find the bottom row one used in this kit right now. I think of that in one of the toxic. We'll have to do. Do that. And that. Great. All right. And last thing, the number pad. Yeah, it is a pretty sweet board. That's a pretty sweet earth. Do I remember this correctly? It's the enter key on the bottom, right? Yeah. Yeah. Boom. Three. Nope, don't need the 00. 8. Let's see, don't need that. Nope. Don't need that either. 7. Believe. I'll have to figure that out. Yeah, it's closer to a 78 key. Although it's very close. It's probably 80s if you think about it, because you have it's a 65 plus a full number pad on it. Might use the green number lock. So that's that top row. Now I just want to finish. Does anybody remember what the order is for the number pad top? I feel like is it divide, multiply, minus, and number lock? Is that correct? Let me know in the chat. Give me the order from left to right. In. So num lock definitely top left. What's next? Is that right? I did not get any of the Noxeries. I'm not a fan of 75%. 78s, I would always want it, that numpad with 60%. Yeah, 86 keys sounds about right. Divide, multiply, and minus. So I was kind of right. All right, Now we got this little row over here. Pete's coming to check it out. But I'm gonna bust out some goodies that I just happen to have on me. What is this? It's a couple $100. I'm gonna switch the action cam.
They just happen to work with the toxic set, do they?
Oh man, I don't know. It's almost like I wasn't planning on it.
Your book?
What's that?
Your book in there?
The book?
Is that the right green?
Yeah, the book is probably the right green. Where is... let's see. These aren't quite the right green, but close enough. Yeah, they're all over the place. That's fine. That's just how I do. Deal with it. Could do some black too. Alright, matches. It's not terrible. Little snapper. There we go. There's a couple more in here. You guys will see when I build terminal. Probably the most expensive cap that I own. Probably. Not the favorite colorway out there, but I did want a green one. So, boom. But I will not be putting it on this board today. Alright. Well, that's it. It is complete. I have bump-ons. Might put them on off camera really quick. I don't want to put this on the board. It's going to take me a second to do this. What's up, friend? One up sticker. Hells yeah. Let's try not to put the caps on the on the surface. Yeah,
I understand.
You know how it is. Alright, I got a 1-up sticker here that I'm going to put on the back. I just put all the bump-ons on. I just didn't want to do this with the board on the metal surface. Now I'm putting the 1-up sticker on, hopefully straight.
I'm gonna press the explosion now, yeah? Swallow
Do it.
Swallow it.
Boom.
54 concurrent viewers.
So late. Why are you guys not in bed?
63 likes. If you haven't already been over to oneupkeyboards.com, oneupkeyboards.com, go over to oneupkeyboards.com now.
We highly recommend it. There's lots of cool stuff there. Almost everything you've seen on the stream tonight. is available at oneupkeyboards.com, including the keyboards from tonight, hopefully soon. Alright, just so you guys know what I was doing off camera. 1UP sticker, some rubber bump-ons. Maybe I'll put some feet on here later. There is the finished board.
It's my desk that's uneven.
Yeah. And then I have the USB somewhere. I'll plug it back in. Get those colors on there. I could do a typing test before I plug it in because this computer goes haywire while I'm streaming and typing. I haven't typed in ABS in a long time.
Yeah.
They're very, very pingy compared to what you get out of PVT. Left side number pad. It's gonna take some getting used to. I don't have the, I guess the muscle memory to do this. I've done here for a very long time, but this I'm very used to. This will be new. I think I do kind of like this one use down on this bottom row. Standard left side.
What do you think of the pandas?
They're not bad. They definitely linears now feel light to me, like anything under 80. So.
You went with the split backspace.
Yeah, so for those of you, I kind of like the symmetry of doing the split backspace. So
Oh yeah, okay.
really
but
dig this
where-
look on keyboards.
Where do you put your backslash?
Technically it's here, but
Okay.
this key, I wasn't going to look for the backslash. This one came off right off of the HHKB, so I
Right,
just
okay.
put it in that spot. But normally I would have on the split backspace, I make this my delete key.
Yeah.
And then this is my backspace key, and then I make this my backspace key. So these two get flipped around. But in this case I have a tilde here, because it was already on the HHKB, which we pulled it out of. But
It does look pretty friggin' sweet. Okay, can I ask you a fave? Just for the thumbnail,
yeah.
can you do that? And then, I'm sorry guys, you're gonna have to put up with this for a hot second. Sorry, I'm gonna do it there. Just need to zoom me in.
Yeah, getting some close action right now.
Sorry, and I know it's gonna be wiggling a boot. It does wiggle a boot a little bit. Is that level?
Yeah, it looks
I'm just
pretty
gonna
level.
take that away because it was. Okay, can you press off the overhead cam? Sorry, the selfie. So just overhead.
This one?
No, the other one.
What do you mean?
The bottom one. The bottom of that row.
Oh,
Yeah, just that. There. That just gives me the.
the static.
Yeah. Which is what I'll use for the. Perfect.
Cool.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah, so that is it. I want to plug it in now that I've done the typing test, so we get some colors going.
Oh yeah. Should that be part of the?
It is outside of the
No,
board.
it's not,
It's
is
not
it?
very
From
noticeable.
the action cam view, it was
Yeah,
perfect.
I'm gonna switch
Like,
it back
from
to
where I can see it, it looks
Where
really
is the
good.
screwdriver set?
right on the floor. It was right here. Alright, I am going to switch back to action cam to show the glow. It's gorgeous glow. Sorry while I move this around a little bit. Or maybe not. It does not move the way I wanted it to. Which one moves? Oh, this should move this. There we go. Boom.
So you see, I got some little spirit levels to glue
Nice.
onto the top of that.
Yeah, if you guys are curious about the thickness of this ABS, I'm telling you, it is not thick at all. It is super, super thin. Camera not being able to focus. But it is a mil, not even, maybe half. So, got some people asking to turn off the lights. If that is possible.
Yeah, of course it's possible. Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. and the Ski with Pete setup. There we go. That is super sweet. Let me go back to the overhead and see what that. No, we have almost no light spill. I mean, you can see it if I put my hands on there, but without an acrylic piece to diffuse the light, it is not really spilling out. Either way, from the action cam angle, as you can see, there is tons of light coming out of that.
Sick.
Now I just need some green LEDs. This set, no, this set seems like it is. Nah, actually, it would be DCS, right? It's not cherry.
Yeah, it's DCS.
Yeah, it's DCS. Just slightly higher than cherry. The profile is very similar. But yeah, I'll leave you guys with that for a little bit. Thanks, Atari. All right. I think that's it. I have nothing else left to show you guys tonight. I have brought us into Friday. It is now 12:05 Eastern Time in New York City. Yeah. Thank you guys very much for sticking around for this prototype build of our 86 keyboard. We do look forward to getting these to you guys in the near future. But yeah, seems like a lot of people are excited. A lot of people like the left side
Yeah, it's a real
number
sick
pad.
board. A real sick board.
I appreciate everybody who's stuck here from the beginning. Luke, I know Atari came in about halfway through. I know there's more people in there hiding.
We actually, because of the 4-hour limit, we've actually gotta.
All right.
We gotta kill it.
Well, that's it, guys. Again, thank you very much, and stay tuned.
Ian the Skier. Yeah, this is a prototype. And you have a cool name. I'm Ski with Pete.
Ski with Pete and Ian the Skier. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Have a great night, guys. So press with your foot.
With my foot.
Press fin. That's it, guys. Even though we're leaving, don't forget the chat continues. You guys take care. We'll talk to you again soon.